This is ZNS Total Sports, brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. The Government Secondary School Sports Association handed down suspension yesterday to C.R. Walker Senior Boys basketball coach Trevor Grant. The suspension came after Coach Grant pulled his team off the court last week. And to make matters even worse, C.R. Walker got into a fight earlier this week against R.M. Bailey, resulting in both teams being suspended for the rest of the season. We had a chance to catch up with C.C. Sweeting coach Mario Boleg to get his take on the matter.
We can't do anything but try to make sure that we stay out of ourselves, keep ourselves with the troubles and be disciplined heading towards the playoff and even the Hugh Campbell. Knowing what happened to C.I. Gibson and C.C. Sweeting about 2 years ago, and now seeing the same thing occur with Aaron Bailey and C.R. Walker, it's just unfortunate. I was there, and it didn't have to get to that level, but decisions has been made, and I guess they have to live with it as we did. But I just hate to see any teams at this late stage in the season to be ejected for something silly as that.
Still talking school hoops, at least one coach is making sure his junior boys do things the right way on and off the court. We get that story from Kelsey Johnson.
It doesn't matter if you can play like Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, or LeBron James. If you're not making the grade, then you won't bounce the ball with his squad, said head coach of the AF Athlete Tigers, Anton Francis.
We're struggling a bit because we have some academic suspensions. We try to make sure that we provide for the whole character of the student athlete. And because we have quite a few students that are not making the required grade point average, it's a little difficult for us this season.
The parents are applauding this move by Francis and the entire Tigers physical education department.
They've shown that they are appreciative that we are actually doing this. I am not actually a member of the actual faculty. The assistant coach that was a member of the faculty used to have study hall. He used to have after school classes, and I would come by after hours and make sure that we try and help them and tutor them with some of the subjects that they need some help in. It's a very important thing to do in order to show the children that we're trying to build some character inside them. You have to have that balance. Without the balance, you won't make it in life. If you're too one-sided, it's going to be very difficult for you to make advances in life. I've seen some improvement in some of the children. In particular, we have some 3.0 students, and we try to put them in a situation like when I call a timeout, I ask the more intelligent students to make the decisions because they seem to actually take it better. In most instances, I like what I see, but then I almost have to coach every play because it's almost like they still forget after timeout they go right on the court and do something a little different from what you ask them to do as far as executing.
Even though the Tigers didn't have all their personnel there, they pounded the SMFS and Sharks yesterday. Francis believes that if the entire team was there, the squad would have won by a larger margin. He also noted that the team would have been one of the top contenders for the pennant title. Kelsey Johnson, ZNS Total Sports.
All right, thanks a lot, Kelsey. Well, the New Providence Women's Basketball Association was back in action last night at the Donald Davis Gym. The Career Builders Cheetahs were on the floor against D's Saints. Saints with the ball. Elvian Pender looking for Nakira Roll. The ball takes a deflection, ends up in the hands of Savannah Simonet. She'll drive and score off the glass. Cheetahs off and running on the other end. Shadell Williams finds Latoya Silver, and the turnaround jumper is good. Saints back with the ball. Roll shot is no good, but Alexis Russell there for the putback. Good ball movement here for the Cheetahs. Anastasia Moultrie open down low for the easy deuce, and the Cheetahs lead 23-13 at the break. Second half now, Cheetahs continuing to pour it on. Garcia Hanna finds Moultrie, and that's a long two. Cheetahs running again. Silver able to save the pass from Christine St. Clair, and she'll find Moultrie for the jumper just outside the paint. Moultrie finishes up with a game-high 14 points as the Cheetahs put away the Saints 64-37. Netball has really been on the decline here in the capital for a number of years now. We were able to catch up with Coach Julie Wilson to find out where they are in terms of revamping the sport.
We did go away last year. We took a senior team away to a tournament in Atlanta, and we did quite well actually. But since then, it's difficult to get everybody together when you don't have a venue to go to. If you don't have any form of an inter-school competition, it's difficult to sustain something. So in the days when private schools, government schools all played, there were enough schools to play. But we've never actually played inter-school netball properly since, remember the strike of the late 1980s? So, you know, we used to have junior teams and things going on Saturdays, but when you have no venue, it's difficult to try and organise anything like that. I still teach it to some of my girls at school when I get chance, but again, it's difficult to fit it in when you're coaching other sports.
The Maximum Development Baseball Academy, better known as MaxD, is now into its second year of operation at the old Tropical Shipping Facility, and co-founder Greg Burrows Jr. spoke about how it's been going so far.
The guys who are eligible this year, they have been on the showcase circuit, and we look for some good things to happen this year for them. We have 21 active kids training every day, 100 kids in the school. So we look to grow next year and continue to produce some amazing baseball players.
And that will do it for sports. Stay tuned, the Bahamas Tonight comes back after the break.
This is ZNS Total Sports, brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.